What up, gang? Welcome to Free Blues Boxing. We live, baby. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. Showtime pay-per-view, December 31st, man. It's going to be an exciting one. Very, very exciting. It's going to take place at the Aladome in San Antonio, Texas, and fans will be there. That's the most exciting part. You gotta put on that pressure, and I'm just excited to see what both fighters are gonna do. I know Tank will be ready. He's in camp. He put on like a 14-week camp in Vegas. Leo Santa Cruz is gonna do his thing, and I'm super excited. In this fight, Leo Santa Cruz is the underdog. He's coming up from 126, so he is the smaller guy. He is disadvantaged. He's fighting, the young bull. He's fighting the young lion in the boxing world. Gervonta Tank Davis is the new pay-per-view star. Floyd is super excited. The Mayweather CEO, Leonard Ellerbe, is super excited, man. And I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see what the outcome is going to be. I know both fighters has had an exciting training camp. What stood out to me most in Tank's training camp was his coach, Calvin. His coach out of Baltimore was actually sparring Tank inside the gym in Vegas. He put on the body shot, vest, as well as wearing headgear. And basically, in Coach Calvin's words, is he wants to break down Tank. He want to, push Tank to the limit, push him to that next level. And you look to the corner and you see Floyd. Floyd is on the sideline, just embracing, that work ethic. Coach Calvin is literally in Tank's face in the all access clips, basically telling him, you got greatness calling your name. Be great. And you got Tank over here grinding, literally blood, sweat, and tears. And that's what it takes. That's what a young, lion coming up 25, probably number 5 or 6 on the pound for pound list. Hey, by the way, the winner of this fight is at least in my rankings, and I'm sure it'll go up on the ESPN rankings as well, on the pound for pound list, should be right behind Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez was able to snatch those 2 belts away from Loma, or, quote unquote, be the undisputed at lightweight. But that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. You want to be great, and I think Tank has all the tools in his box. I think if he could stay focused, he can be that next pound for pound star. Talking about the transition, you could look at Pretty Boy Floyd to Money May. So there's a part on the all access clip with Tank and Floyd on the jet, and Floyd is just so proud of Tank, and he really sees the business potential of what Tank can do. Tank can, it's very possible, as long as he takes care of his body, he eats well, he represents longevity in the sport. He can break Floyd's numbers. But that's easy to say. Yeah, Floyd really conveyed his message on there. He even said it's possible for this pay-per-view bout between Tank and Leo to do 1 to 2 million pay-per-view buys. I mean, that alone generates 100 million or 2. So sky's the limit. I mean, you could think when Tank is 30, 28, when he's really, I mean, you look at it now, you think Tank is getting called out by these guys, Gary Russell and Loma, now, while he's only just a 3-time world champion. You could look at when he's 6, 7, 8, 9-time world champion, and he's super successful in the sport. It's possible for one fight he could generate that 100 million, 200 million, but he's got to be marketed right. It's got to be strategic in that sense. So I feel as though Floyd is going to dictate that pace for Tank. So the best ever TBE TMT. It's just exciting where Tank's journey is gonna go. What was super impressive was how Tank was able to sell out a few different arenas last year in 2019. So it was kind of like a pay-per-view. It was Showtime. They broadcast it on Showtime for free. He was able to sell out the Staples Center. He was able to sell out the stadium in Baltimore, and then the Atlanta Hawks Stadium. So it was just only a matter of time, before this, this pay-per-view bout. So Tank generates. He has a huge following, as well as Leo Santa Cruz. So that only makes a huge fight. Now, if Tank stops Leo Santa Cruz, that is going to literally shake up the lightweight division. It's going to silence all the critics and the media about. I mean, you can look into Tank's last fight when he fought Gamboa, and you had guys like, the analysts like Paul Malignaggi talking about, I don't. This is not the Tank Davis that we all love, and I think you have to look into Tank's camp. Tank looks tired, but Tank is winning every round, and he dropped Gamboa 3 times. Maybe you guys got to look into Gamboa. Maybe Gamboa was on steroids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Tank comes to fight. Tank comes to fight. And Leo Santa Cruz will not, in my opinion, will not have the survival tactics that Gamboa. And as phenomenal as Leo Santa Cruz is offensively, I'm not too impressed with his defense. Like, if we're being honest, he gets touched up way more than Tank does. I mean, he's literally having Mexican brawls with his opponents. That style where you just throw punches wild, and you just make an exciting fight. But Tank is too sharp for that. But I'll tell you this. If Leo's able to survive past 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds, and Tank hasn't found a way to slow down Leo Santa Cruz output, like if Leo Santa Cruz is able to throw 1,000, 1,200 punches to get Tank, then Tank is in trouble. Tank is in trouble, and his game plan doesn't work. But I will say this: when Leo fought Carl Frampton the first time, I wasn't too impressed. He took a loss, and I feel as though whenever somebody cracks that code and they've already lost, they've kind of, you've put your opponent at an advantage, because they can pretty much study. They can study where you went wrong in that particular fight that you lost. Now, I'm not saying that's the Leo that's going to come out against Tank this pay-per-view bout, but I feel as though Tank is going to capitalize. Tank and his camp is going to capitalize on Leo's mistakes, not just when he lost, but all of his other fights. So, I mean, is Leo better than a Jose Pedraza? A switch hitter, a pressure fighter. You see what happened when a fighter puts the pressure on Tank, and Tank is fighting, with his back is against the ropes. So we'll see, man. Let me know October 31st, pay-per-view, Showtime pay-per-view, man. Let me know in the comments who you think will win out of Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Tank Davis. It's gonna be a super clash. All right, and there you have it. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. This is Free Blues Boxing, back at it with the expertise, the knowledge, and the wisdom. Until next time, y'all, be smooth.